guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena and happy Wednesday. That means we are getting the patch notes. Want to run through these and see exactly what they look like. Now, I didn't go through them, didn't do anything at all. So October 16th patch notes. Now we know we still do have some more Highborn Draconic heroes, some regular Draconic heroes. We also do have some Awakened heroes. So this patch is going to be a Draconic hero. Now the question is this going to be a regular Draconic hero or are we looking at a Highborn? And it looks like that this might Begris, the Cliffside Dreamer, strength-based warrior, so it could be a damage dealer in there. Scatter soil to alter the environment, applying various effects to both allies and enemies. So right off the bat, that makes me think it is going to be a warrior, but it is going to have a lot of the support aspects in there. You figure if you're going to apply effects to both the allies, that's going to be your buffing, that's going to be your shielding, and the enemies, while also enhancing some of his skills. So again, it seems like it's not going to be like a pure strength-based damage dealing DPS warrior. Seems like there are going to be a couple other things. And this is what we're seeing right now is the passive and the active skills that we're having within these heroes. And then of course, just kind of that overlapping support element that a majority of the heroes have, even when it's a DPS mage, still does have, you know, some of the shielding, some of the energy regeneration like we've seen with Selene. So we're going to have to see exactly what we do in here. Now, the trials begin, of course, we know we're going to go in here. Now with this, I'm hoping that they give us access to a couple things. Now we know we are right around Halloween, so this Noctis Atrium Festival is going to start. So this will kick off Halloween. Now, normally within Halloween, we do see 2 additional skins, which I'm assuming is going to be in there. So we are helping Princess Peggy make the celebration livelier. Pippa and Mira cast a spell to bring pumpkins to life, unintentionally triggering a pumpkin siege. So I'm hoping this is a unique event. It's just not a reskin like we've seen in the past. I'm hoping this is going to be awesome. Now, you got to note, with the events that we have within AFK Arena, they give us a ton of loot and a ton of different ways to get loot if you're going in here on a daily basis. And right now, a lot of the events we have are overlapping, which really does make a big difference when it comes, again, to getting the loot out of here. So we have the Pumpkin Siege, complete the design missions, in daily theme challenges to earn rewards, so it's probably going to unlock kind of section by section. The Hollow Harvest, challenge powerful enemies to earn candies when they made exchange for rewards in the Mischief Shop, so pretty cool. The Fantasy Hut, use candy keys to unlock accessories, and decorating the jack-o'-lantern. I believe this is like the 3rd year that we've decorated the jack-o'-lanterns. It's pretty cool with the custom requests, and that of course is number 4. A hero will come in, you'll have, you know, like a Raku come in and say, I want a pumpkin having XYZ. This is where we do the shorts. Also, when looking at the Poetic Pop quiz, we do the shorts on there because if you don't know the answers, got to make sure that you're getting those out there. So yeah, the custom requests are in here as well. And then the workshop, get creative, dress your jack-o'-lantern, create your own unique stickers. So very cool. Now, added a skin to Nara. Now, honestly, they need to stick a lot more in the meta formations. So adding a skill to Nara right now, the Heart Carver, called the Mad Hatter, might be the best skin in the whole entire world. Unfortunately, there is no game mode where Nara is being used. That's one of the reasons I don't like when they add the skins kind of to non-meta characters or even heroes that you might see in a formation. I know last time we did Grez, which is used rarely, kind of niche here and there, but we also did Ivan. Ivan still does have a place being used, but Nara, unfortunately, not being used anywhere that I am aware. And then added a skin for Mortis. So this is going to be the exact same, guys, where you can buy Mortis' skin. You're going to get the one for Nara for free. But ultimately, short of like the Greyborn Tower or possibly looking at the Hippo Tower, you're not going to be using either of those heroes. So again, just a little personal disappointment right here because of the skins and not having the ability to actually use the heroes. Now, we know the Golden Frontier is coming up. This is on reset. This is the 2nd iteration on the global servers that we have seen the Golden Frontier. And I believe at this point, it is like the 8th iteration that we've seen over on the companion server. So we're going to have to see what the adjustments look like and how they really changed it. Because I know, again, there's a whole side of the fence of players that absolutely love it. There's a whole side of the fence that absolutely hate it and they didn't participate in it. But overall, this event gives you a lot of loot for not an incredible amount of time. Now, I heard that if you're a leader within the Golden Frontier, it does take a lot more time just to plan out strategy-wise where you're going, everything else. Very similar to what we see with the Abyssal Expedition. But honestly, looking at both accounts that we ran the Golden Frontier on, it gives you a ton of loot to make progression within AFK Arena. So adventurers will be divided randomly into leagues. Now, a lot of players wanted guilds to go together, which I know there were some guildies that went together. There were some that did not. So it is going to be random. So you are not going to go in here. You're not going to queue with your league like the Abyssal Expedition. So it is going to be random. Now, once the random happens, people are leaving all of their leagues and joining leagues together. So they just kind of had to manually do that part, where if you wanted to be in a league with all of your guild members, because you can't queue together as a guild, they were randomly assigning it. The leagues that occupy the Gilded City will become the masters of the Gold Sand Province. New game mode, the Realm of Shadow. The Realm of Shadow has revealed itself to the mortal world. Complete trials to earn treasures. Any way that we can get more treasures in here, I am all about it. The mystical gates will appear on the map, occupying the corresponding cities to unlock and explore a mysterious realm. Very cool. Explore treasures. Spend blessed flames to dispel Masma and defeat guardians and bosses on each floor to delve deep into the realm. Wondering if that is almost like we see where we dive down. I forget the spire. That would be very interesting. Special rewards: defeat the guardians and bosses to obtain chests and a chance to obtain allies bounties. So pretty cool. Season improvements: rebalance season rewards by increasing personal rewards on activity. That is awesome. Reduce the duration of daily siege battles from 2 to 1 hour. I like that as well. Improve team mobility, allowing more precise deployment across multiple defense battlefields. Improve the user friendliness of certain features. So very cool that we're seeing some adjustments in here. Misty Valley on repeat. Absolutely love it. Now the King's Tower as well, adding some more floors on there. We talked about this because I know over in the live stream, there were a couple players that were completely capped in the tower. So as they continue to increase this, and it's going to 2,900 floors, guys. I'm at like 24 and some change. I really need to get my butt in gear and finish this out. Then, of course, the faction towers, adding another, usually 20 floors is regular. So 1680 to 1710 is where we're going now, and reduce the difficulty of some of the floors. And then Garuk fixed a bug. Certain circumstances, his Nectar Storm would fail to target the selected sworn foe, which again, just a little thing right there. Now, Garuk is actually starting to show a little bit of progression within AFK Arena. We're starting to see him used actually in a couple different formations. And honestly, his skill kit works pretty well for being a regular faction hero. It's going to be interesting to see. But now we know, guys, that it is going to be a Draconic hero. And again, this is a regular Draconic hero, so it is not of the Highborn variation, which means that you can go in there, you can use your Draconic scrolls, you can also use your diamonds in there, so a combination of those two to actually build it. Now, the problem that we find, though, is if you're like me on the YouTube account, is I have all of the Draconic heroes built. Most of them are already at 5 stars, meaning that if I'm going in and looking at like a desired hero summons or something to get just one specific Draconic hero, chances are, and the probability is, I'm not going to get it. We've seen it with Cyan. We've seen it with Valfura. It's very hard to pinpoint when you have 5 heroes in the wish list to get the one single Draconic hero that you need. So I feel like it's going to be a lot of recycling in here. But of course, over on the YouTube account, we're going to go ahead and we're going to summon for it. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.